So, good evening. Welcome back to another video. John Sinclair TV back again. And sorry I'm a bit late because of phone problems. And I've got MAISY back again. MAISY.
Hi, John. How are you?
I'm great. How's things to you, Canny?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm married. Not too bad. I'm having problems with me viewers at the minute. Oh, I've got 18 people watching. Thank you very much for coming in. And yeah, so I started I'm a bit late, chats. Just before I go on the show, right? The same as usual, all the other days. No bitchiness, no fighting. If you don't agree, then just walk away. Also, I had to ban someone yesterday because he's upsetting a lot of people on the chat. We know who it is, and I'm afraid to say that I had to take him off my shows, take him off my live stream as well. So I just hope people are a bit happier now. And there you go. Right, so MAISY. We're going to talk about Sven Botman, Frankie de Jong. We're going to talk about Hugo Ekitike's agent as well. Where shall we start?
You pick, because even Man United in the past 3 hours have had more updates. We're near enough signing a left back with basically hijacked Leon's deal with Feyenoord's fullback. So we'll be getting him on 15 million euros.
Tell us about it. Wow. And you know what it is? So I'm so frustrated for you.
Wow.
But
I just couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it neither.
It's been announced today. It got announced 3 hours ago. I'll just get all the details up. But I was literally reading it in work. I was like, what? Because we heard it this morning, obviously, about Frankie de Jong. I was like, okay, kind of thing, just left it like that. But Feyenoord's left back, Tyrell Malacia, he was actually near enough a done deal with Leon. And all he needed to do was do personal terms, done deal. Man United today hijacked the deal. He's got the same agent as Frankie de Jong, and Man United put a 2 mil bid higher. Feyenoord accepted it, and now we're discussing player wages. Wow.
Unbelievable. So you're getting him, or is he going to find you?
Basically, it's near enough done. It's supposed to be about 80% done, and Frankie de Jong's 90% done.
Wow. We're going to come on to those two guys later on, and there's plenty to talk about as well. We're going to talk about Mr. Ekitike. Go for the comments. Hugo's left an egg on his face after all teams. He's linked to deny interest. Should definitely his agent. I was still taking road demands. Agent be gone. We're going to talk about Ekitike's agent as well, because I think that guy's an absolute muppet. 110%. Even to everyone in the chat. Big up to Chester here. Remember to keep content respectful. Please don't caps or duplicate comments. You won't get that anymore. And enjoy the show. Thank you so much. I got one of my favorites, Danielle. It is right that people who managed to get a season ticket this morning and send them on for over 1k, they need ban. Absolute disgrace to our club. Danielle, we're going to talk about that. I'm going to put a star on that. We're definitely going to talk about that, by the way, later on, yeah? So, we ran it again, but I think we're going to talk about it as well, people. We've got big up to Godfather and everyone else in the chat. Now, what it is, right? I mean, Ekitike's agent, right, has been an absolute, I nearly said the word, by the way, but I'm not going to say it. But he's just trying to ruin this kid's career. Ekitike wants to come to Newcastle United, yeah? The personal terms have been agreed, everything's been, the fees been agreed, etc., right? And he's all ready to go, yeah? All it needs is a signature, right? And a medical. I don't know Ekitike's agent name is, but one thing I'm going to say, right, whatever his name is, right, the guy is absolute muppet, absolute.
I've heard things about him, and now I'm hearing that Ekitike is linked to PSG, and we all know why a player goes to PSG. People don't go to PSG as somewhere for your career; they go there for money. So, especially knowing that he's gone from Newcastle to PSG, it just seems very, very sus.
Yeah, and PSG don't want him. They do not want him at all. They're not after him at all. Now he's Real Madrid. I mean, the kid's career now, at this moment, he's 20 years of age, is in complete and utter limbo. Yeah, and I'll tell you what as well, if I was Ekitike, I would sack his man, his agent, number one, and go and get someone who's going to do the job for him as well and get this move smoothly. And I'll tell you now, right, if I say I'll be hitting the wall. I'll be absolutely fuming. Do you know what I mean? It's just a disgrace, an utter disgrace. And big up to Chris, by the way, and big up to MAISY as well. Big up to Gordon. Hi to this guy. Can someone tell me what it's like to sign a new player, please?
Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you myself.
Totally agree. It's absolutely immense. It's a madness. Big up to David, by the way, and he's amazing. Big up to Gareth as well, and your wifey as well. And Saka's the agent, not player. It's Donk's agent. I'm going to stress that it is not Hugo Ekitike's fault. Do not pin the blame on this kid. It is not all on him. He wants to come to Newcastle United. And people's going to ask us, how do you know, John? How do you know, John? No one haven't told us yet. But I think the club as well is staying silence on this. I think they need to come out as well.
Yeah. And usually, though, the clubs don't always come out, though, about the agents, especially these days, because the agents now in football, it's like the best friends. The players' best friends, they're a very close ally to the players. So I think it'd be quite... I don't think, out of respect for Ekitike's personal life, knowing that he's probably good friends with his agent, they probably won't come out because of that. Them reasons.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what it is, right? I mean, I totally agree with everything you said there. It's just a madness. I'm absolute madness. Like the video. If you haven't, please subscribe. Both these guys. Thank you very much, Chris. I appreciate that, miss. John and MAISY, hope you both well. Can you add us a mod, please, John? Tony, if you want to be a mod, leave us a comment after the show. And what I'll do, I add you on. The more mods I get, the merrier. The more the merrier. And that's what we need, mods, MAISY. That's what we need, mods. And Toon is Alex, my guy Alex is talking to Chris, and PSG has called the interest. Thanks for that one, Alex. Need that. Told the Reds in the cut. Yeah, all I can say is, right, I mean, Ekitike, do you think he's going to end up staying at his club, or do you think he's going to end up coming to Newcastle eventually? If he does come to Newcastle, in my opinion, I think it's going to come. It's going to be on the last day of the transfer window, because I think the age is going to be desperate now.
I don't know, to be honest. I think if this is going on at the moment with Newcastle, I think it's just going to be basically a done deal. This is the thing, though. As I've said the same about any club, you can't put all your eggs in one basket with certain players, and there always need to be at least a backup option for Ekitike.
Yeah, I totally agree there, 100%. But we can't wait forever. We cannot wait forever, unfortunately. We're going to have to sort things out sooner rather than later, sort of thing. You know, we need to move on to other targets as well. And until then, this is just going to drag on. But Newcastle United has got to come in and say enough's enough, and just say, right, you know what? We'll put it out here. We're going to go to other targets, yeah? And there's plenty of targets out there. I'll tell you what. I mean, I'll take left side. I mean, people say Nicolas Pepe's name has been mentioned as well from Arsenal. You know what I mean? But Brendan Johnson as well. I take Brendan Johnson off Buddy Forest to get this guy out of the club and come to us. Do you know what I mean? He deserves a big, big club. If the agent's putting out rubbish and trying to force us to pay a stupid demands, £13 million. 13 million quid is agents asking of us as well, which is an absolute disgrace. And I'll tell you what, that needs to be sorted out sooner rather than later. Just sack him. Can Ekitike just sack his manager? Maybe his agent has clauses in it. We don't know that, Shearer. We don't know at all, mate. But one thing I do know, they should sack it. They should sack his agent. That's what he wants, yeah. And Tony, we're going to talk about that. And like Danielle, yes, 1,000 seat tickets aren't enough. But what's made me more angry was some of our fans selling them to 1K, and one guy's asking to pay him 1K again for the top 10 teams hope the club. And I think Tony carries on as well on it and cancel them. Yeah, I'll grab me on that later on, and MAISY will have a say as well. MAISY, you're getting De Jong. Apparently, according to Talk Sport, that the fee is an agreement in principle, 56 million on, which is a pay of 56 million quid now with add-ons on top. So in principle, they agreed a fee. But how reliable Talk Sport? The one thing I'm going to say, not being funny, but I think De Jong will be a Man U player. I really do think that. Foxy as well. Ekitike and Sage are very good friends. You have to be incredibly naive to think he hasn't just joined us just because of his agent. In my opinion, mate, I mean, it's only my opinion. I think he's holding them back. What do you think, Maisy? I love Foxy.
I don't know too much opinion. I don't know too much about the Ekitike situation, to be honest. All I heard is that he wanted to come to Newcastle, and then I heard the PSG talk. So I don't even know too much about what's going on with his agent.
Absolutely, yeah, that's very true. Could be. Shira, what's the deal with Botman? I think you just got to be patient. I think they make an announcement when they're ready to do so, mate. But we just got to be patient. He's here, and should be no problems at all. We'd love to see Newcastle smash the big six glass ceiling, but stand firm. Don't pay over the odds. Just because you got the money now, you just to try it on. One thing I'm going to say on this, Chris, right? You're absolutely right, by the way, right? Because our Newcastle, our owners, right, are not going to be bullied of money. They're not going to be bullied about. They're not going to be fleeced. They're not going to get ripped off by agents, yeah? If they think it's not right, they'll walk away, Macy.
I think that's what a lot of clubs tend to do, though, if things aren't really that right. But for me, you need to get them scouted players who suit Eddie Howe and also who suit the club. I think you need to scout, though, in my opinion, more than just one striker. I personally think you need two.
Yeah, we do. I mean, Callum Wilson, I mean, I'd love to see him get 38 games. That's never going to happen.
I love it. I like Callum Wilson, I really do, but he's so injury prone. And if you are wanting to compete with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool in several years to come, you can't have such a big injury prone player like Callum Wilson there constantly, because I think Callum Wilson, he's such a good goal scorer for Newcastle. When you know he's injured, he's missing. And you've noticed that a lot, like in last season in particular as well, especially knowing that Chris Wood didn't have the best of seasons there at Newcastle as well. And I think you need that two number nines, where one in general to be a backup, but another one is to say, like, if Callum Wilson is injured, am I going to miss Callum Wilson when he's injured? And that would be no.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's what we need. Two strikers. Injury prone doesn't help his core spot. Look, I love Callum. I think we both love him as well, don't we? So, yeah, we'll see. If the Frenchman figure is true, solely should be investigated, and that is ridiculous. I totally agree. I would have been told by Carl on Saturday, 100% Mags. He told us that. I only known it from him. And as for Alusi Perez, Chris, sorry, you can have him. Why would you sack his agent and trying to get the most money? That's all an agent's for. Ian, I think he's trying, in my opinion, he's trying to ruin the kid's career. Asking a ridiculous amount of money. It's as simple as that. Sorry, that's just my opinion, mate. But I respect yours as well, kidder. Whoever's calling the team wants to give him a run around the shoulder and have a word in his ear. He is young and inexperienced in these matter. I think he's right. I think Carl is correct.
Yeah, I agree.
Hugo Ekitike is an idiot. I'm a Newcastle fan. Mark, do hit subscribe button, mate. If it's your first time on my channel, just hit that subscribe button, mate. It helps us a lot more, mate. I think everything's uses us for a move elsewhere. We don't know for sure. We don't know that, Tony. You're absolutely right, mate. One thing I will say, right? If he's using us as a bargaining tool, right, to get a better move elsewhere, let's be real, right? I don't want that for my football club. I don't want our club being used.
You could argue Lingard done that, though, for Newcastle.
Yeah, he did.
And you could argue that he used Newcastle to get out of Manchester United. He hasn't, and apparently now he's looking at going West Ham on a free.
They could have him. I wouldn't have him. They could have him, because at the end of the day, he's just he just wants to fleece this out of the club. Let's be real. And yeah, good riddance to him. That's what I could say to him. Sorry, Mace. I know he's a Man U.
No, I agree. I think with Jesse Lingard, he's got them memories what you would think he's done well for us, but it's just, for me, the last year of his career for me at Manchester United, what really done it for me. He used to be one of them players where he'd put the effort in, but he stopped putting that effort in. And you could tell it on the pitch, he wasn't making that effort. So I just think at the end of the day that you just need to get, if players are past it now, they just need to go.
Well said, well said. Good evening, John Macy, mods and chatters. Hope you are Rachel. Welcome aboard, one of me mods as well. Don't forget that Rams might have planned their window on the assumption they were getting a big transfer fee, so they might lean on Ekitike and the agent potentially. That's a fair shout, mate. That's a fair shout, Alex. Newcastle agent as well. Great to Tom, by the way. Big up to you, mate. Ekitike has been massively left out by his agent. He's a young lad. I blame the agent, not him. If we can sort something, we shouldn't be shying on this kid. I agree with Tom. I agree with Tom, man. So, yeah, let's move on to the latest on Frankie de Jong. I mean, just mentioned him, by the way. Is it going to happen? Will it happen? I'm saying yes.
I think so. I think a lot of Manchester United fans were getting quite irritated. I think, why we're not signing anyone? We've lost 5 players. But I think at the end of the day, it was about a bit of patience. Even though we've lost players, it was about patience. We knew who Ten Hag wanted. And I think Manchester United this time round are wanting to do what Ten Hag wants, because Ten Hag wouldn't have come otherwise. And De Jong is supposed to be a deal is going to be accepted by Barcelona in the next coming days or so. It's not a bad deal either, so it does set it up to, plus the add-ons, you'd be getting the amount that they wanted anyway. So it's probably been them talk. So it's going to be 65 mil plus 20 mil add-ons. So Barcelona's going to accept that. So people think he's going to be probably a Man United player by early next week. And I think personally, he's kind of the player that you're missing out on. But what a lot of Manchester United fans don't realise is that Frankie de Jong doesn't play as a 6. So regardless, we still need a defensive midfielder. But then I also look at it and think, which player's getting dropped?
Yeah.
Are they gonna, if we don't get a 6, does that mean Freddie's gonna be playing as the 6 still? Or is it gonna be Scott McTominay? Personally, I'd probably say Fred. He probably will be, just because I think he suits Ten Hag style of play a lot better. But then it's like, if he plays in the 4-2-3-1, and we get Eriksen as well, who's getting dropped? Bruno, Eriksen, Donna. Which of the 3 it's going to be? And I think if you look at it completely, and you look at everything what each player has done, I think most likely it's going to probably be Donny who gets dropped again.
Yeah, and also, according to the Times, right, that's what Scott McTominay has been linked with Newcastle, apparently.
Have him. Just take him. Take him.
That's honestly, it's in the Times. It's in the Times.
Take him. Literally, take him. Please take him. I don't want him at Man United. I really don't. Take him. Please take him.
Wow. Well, we see what the viewers say about that. Any news on Vern being dropped for Botman? I heard that, but I think we're going to play a back 3 next season. I really think we're going to play a back 3, mate. But please, if you let us know your name, otherwise you're going to get caught by the mods, whoever your Facebook user is. Thank you. We just need to move for Ekitike, and he might then give his agent the sack. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, McTominay, me personally, I wouldn't have him. I wouldn't have him at all, to be fair. I mean, look, he's been with you lot for a long, long time. And has he really improved? According to you, I don't think he has, you know.
Who?
Scott McTominay.
With Scott McTominay, people say he's our best midfielder. He's not anywhere near our best midfielder. He'll have 2 good games in a season. And I genuinely just think that I just genuinely don't think that he's it for me. He plays as a box-to-box midfielder, but he's not good at going forward. He's not a defensive midfielder, but when he plays as a defensive midfielder, he's still a load of crap anyway. But in Scotland national team, he's not good enough to play in the midfield, and he plays as a left centre-back. So that even shows the Scotland manager doesn't even have faith in Scott McTominay as a midfielder.
Absolutely. I mean, Alex is chatting to Ian. as well. And according to the Daily Express, Newcastle will be entering the bidding war on Osimhen. I love to take Osimhen from Napoli. It's going to be hard to price away. I'm not going to lie, but De Laurentiis, the Napoli president, wants 100 million euros, and he will get that because he is a tough taskmaster to deal with, and it'd be hard to get a price any player away from Napoli. So I would say good luck, but if you can price them away, we just might as well got the player of the best player of the sign of the season for me. Yeah, that's well. And there's a good one from Price is Cheap for De Jong. That's a Ravi.
Well, if you're looking at 68 million euros, it is basically a good deal, especially knowing that if you was to buy De Jong last season, it would have been 120 mil. So I think it's a good deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And got to answer. Wow. MAISY said Bruno. He plays in Newcastle United, I'm afraid. You have a Portuguese wannabe Fanash. Wow.
I do like Bruno Gomes. I think he's an outstanding player, to be honest. I really do. I think he's brilliant.
Aye, good call. I'll drop share Shah instead of Burn. We can rotate through and gives us options for a back three against the bigger teams. I mean, do you think Newcastle play a back three against the bigger teams or stick to a flat back four?
I haven't really seen Newcastle in a back three to decide does a back three work, but we know Dan Burn can play in a back three, and I think at times what I've seen with Dan Burn, I think that I think when he's played in a back four, it does come about as a little bit sloppy, like his concentration levels goes a little bit down. And I think when he has that back three and he has the wing backs, because we know that Trippier can also play as a right wing back. So it can work, and I think potentially you may get the best out of Dan Burn, but you shouldn't have to change your formation based off to suit one player, for instance. It needs to suit the whole team. And I think if your concentration levels and your passing accuracy goes a lot better in a back three, I think try it in pre-season if it works. If it doesn't, I don't think you should use it against the bigger, like the stronger teams, because if you're not going to be any better, you're going to get destroyed. For the likes of Man City and the Liverpools, because as soon as they get possession of the ball, you know that they can potentially hurt you.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't mean as in just Newcastle literally did literally hurt anyone when they get possession of the ball. And I think changing your formation against a team like them two, it's extremely risky if it's not been used often.
Yeah, true facts. And got Mansell. Sorry, Frankie will flop, just like Donny, in my opinion. I think Ten Hag will struggle to get the tune out of them players, and Man U will struggle to get in the top 10 this season. Wow. I'm not going to bring the next comment up, by the way. I mean, Mars, you should look at that comment, please. Thank you very much indeed. There's only one Bruno, Ronald B, and news on Burn out, Botman in. A lot of people's been saying that as well, but for me, we'll see what happens in the summer. Big up to Jude, by the way. Raphinha McTominay's a League One player at the best. Deary me. That's what you said? That's what you said?
That is true. That is true. I think it's true. I don't think he is good enough, if you want me to be fairly honest. It's not wrong.
Fair enough. 100 people watching, MAISY, in this chat. 100 people watching. Thank you so much indeed. Do smash the likes as well. I really do appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much indeed. In regards to Hugo, big up to Jimmy, by the way. He pays his agent. He could sack him. Surely approaching 20, you can make your own mind up. Absolutely. Stop there. You're sacking Hugo. You're verbal doing the honor. Come here, play. That's in Senshi as well. I think trying to go through as well. Raphinha had to be mentioned. Mark, we spoke about him last night, so do check out my video. We spoke about him last night. To be honest, I'm not bothered about Hugo. He's got the wrong attitude. Everything seems like a massive joke to him and his agent. Big up the Colin to you. Hope you're fine. And go through, good to talk about Sven Botman. Big up to Harry. It's nice to see a happy and bubbly Man U fan. That is MAISY, of course. Of course, all the rest in tears.
Let's not go there with other United fans. Let's not.
I've got Geordie as well. Big up to you, Geordie. Always Raphinha, Mint, everything as well. And we're going to talk about Sven Botman, people, right? I mean, still having a medical, and we beat AC Milan to a signature as well, but with a price, because I've got to donate £100 to the food bank, because I said from January, for the last 6 months, he ain't going to come to Newcastle. He's going to end up going to AC Milan, which I did, and I can't lie, because it's a better league, and he's playing for a historical club. But he chose us over Milan, and according to reports today as well, Courtois' ex-manager from Lille, he said that he's always going to go to Newcastle United. So Sven Botman, what are we going to get from him? Is he going to be the guy? Is going to make a difference to Newcastle?
I always say this when a player does come, is that you never know if the player is the answer until you actually see them on the pitch with your club shirt on. And I say this with Arsenal fans who say it about Gabriel Jesus. I said it with Tottenham fans about Bissouma. You just never know if he is the right man until you actually see him perform for your club. But as I was looking at Botman, and I know you touched on going in a back three. With Botman, I'd probably say he'd be more of a crucial starter for Newcastle. And if he went to a back three, would he suit a back three? Because he plays in back fours at Lille. And the formation, what he is playing at Lille, is very similar to what he's playing at Newcastle. So in terms of the formations, I don't think that he needs to adapt so much. But I think going to a back three, like with Botman, knowing that he isn't really familiar with the back three at Lille, and then you went to a back three, could that tamper him development into the Premier League? And I think if whatever your club and the team is used to, and the player, it's best to try and go for that to embed him properly into the Premier League. And then but I think he's a brilliant centre back. I really do. I quite like Botman. I think he's a strong, powerful centre back, and I think he will go quite well in terms of his the way he is in the Premier League with all the other strikers around, because you've got a lot of powerful strikers as well, and especially getting Botman, knowing that Haaland is coming in, I think that also plays an advantage.
Yeah, well said. Well said. I have to agree. I mean, we need a dominant centre back that's going to play. I mean, people's going to say that, oh, he's a failure against Chelsea in the Champions League. But my opinion is he wasn't focused on that day because Newcastle wanted him and he didn't know what to do. So he lost focus. But Sven Botman's a much, much better defender than we saw against Chelsea in the Champions League in both games. Essentially, as long as they stay fit with 5 subs, adding Miles to Jonjo, but can't pay bench subs 80k, need to save FFP. Ravi on Thiago. How much long can he go? I think he can go for another 3 or 4 more. Yeah, I think that guy is brilliant, by the way. And let's go for this one. Rachel saying hi to Mayport. Big up to Mayport Mag, by the way. Good luck to Ekitike, whatever he does. Great prospect if he comes to us, but there's plenty of clubs he could go to be a big sis. I don't get the mentality of tweeting him, abusing him, not joining us. Do you know what it is, Foxy? I have to agree. I make this clear, right? If anyone tweets or abuses anyone, any player, they shame on you. Because at the end of the day, what does that achieve? What does that achieve? It doesn't achieve anything at all. Because I'll tell you something now, right? It's wrong. I think it's out of order. And I hope that player reports you and blocks you as well. Abusing player on social media is not on. MAISY, wrong or right?
100% right. You see a lot of abuse in all different fan bases, and it's always the minority ones who do it. It's not the people who troll and abuse. They don't represent the fan base. They're just that small minority of the fan base who do that. Like I seen yesterday, Harry Maguire got trolled for getting married.
Oh, sad, isn't it? Absolutely sad.
It's just sad.
It's sad.
Really
It's
is.
sad. It's sad. I mean, what's wrong with the mentality of the people nowadays? Let's be real, right? I mean, it's just happened all the time. It's just getting a bit too much for the players. The family's going to get abused. Just put it this way: if you abuse a player, you abuse their family as well, as far as I'm concerned. And I tell you what, it is not great whatsoever. What will Williams be seeing to the saga to the player? They could be dependent on their sale. Can they stick him in reserves? It'd be interesting. That's a good question. I'm not sure. It depends on the club.
What is your reserves like as the for Newcastle? Is it a good reserves? Like you're under 23s.
Under 23s. If you go, like Newcastle United's got an under 23s, that's the reserves as well.
Are they a good side? Like, is there a few who's going to be coming through?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I mean, you haven't been doing well in the second division of the under 23s. Yeah, only Dylan Stevenson. I don't know a lot about this guy. He's going to be okay. Elliot Anderson playing in the reserves as well, and that'll be interesting. And I think he'd do fantastic. We need to check on him in the pre-season and see if he does well for us. If he does, cool. If he doesn't, we just send out on the championship on loan. I think he'd be brilliant, Elliot Anderson. I've got every faith in this kid. Or Eddie Howe. The one thing I don't want Elliot to go to is West Brom and get Boost. I do not want to go to West Brom with Steve Boost. Absolutely no way. Not a chance. But other than that sort of thing, I just don't think most people's going to make it in the reserves, in my opinion. I just don't think they're good enough for the first team. Big up to you, Manny, by the way. Big up to you. Hit the subscribe button, my guy. Hit the subscribe button, mate. Thank you very much. Leeds accepted Chelsea bid for Raphinha. Is that breaking news? Raphinha's been...
Yes, it is breaking news. Fabrizio has recently announced it. He announced it 7 minutes. It was actually... let me have a see. 11 minutes ago, it has been announced. Chelsea and Leeds have reached full agreement for Raphinha. Official bid accepted around 60 to 65 million. Add-ons included. Main part of the amount paid immediately. It's done between both clubs. Talks now ongoing on players' side on personal terms and contract. More on Raphinha. Arsenal had a meeting with Leeds and made a verbal bid in the last few hours, turned down by Leeds. Barcelona has also called Leeds again, but no chance on matching Chelsea's bid. Chelsea are now working on getting this agreement done. So they've looked at getting Raphinha, which is near enough a done deal, which I actually think is a brilliant signing. And then they've got Raheem Sterling. So what does this mean for a lot of the Chelsea players, such as Mason Mount. Ziyech as another one, Werner as another player, Kai Havertz? What's going to go on with them?
They'll keep Kai Havertz. They'll definitely keep him.
I think they'll keep him maybe for a false nine. But then but from what I've been hearing, Chelsea are looking at changing their formation to a 3-4-3. And if that is the case, that means that there'll be the two proper wing players, and maybe you might see Mason Mount dropping into the 4 of the midfield.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll tell you what, Tuchel's going to make things work as well. I think I'm Mr. Abbey's question as well. Do you think United will do against the so-called big teams in the Premier League? It's going to be tough for them this season, I can tell you that. Real tough for them, in my opinion. And
it depends what you consider as big teams, if you want me to be fairly honest. Will we have a chance of beating Liverpool? Probably not. Manchester City, highly doubt it, but we've got a good record against them. Chelsea, they haven't won against us in the league since 2018, so that's a positive sign. Arsenal are basically a yo-yo club. They're perfectly inconsistent. Same with Spurs, but I am a little bit worried with Spurs signings. It's about how well they adapt very quickly into the league. And Newcastle, I think, is going to be, depending how quick you also adapt with your new signings, will be quite a challenge as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I've got so many I've got on the on Twitter as well. How many people's watching on Twitter? So I hope you do watch. I'm going to retweet that as well, which I've done. So hopefully they see it again. But very interesting, very interesting. So I always reported Ekitike sat his agent and he's holding him back. I'm not sure how true it is. I checked on Twitter. I can't say anything, mate, but I hope that is correct. Question of John: do you feel Newcastle is being used as a stepping stone by some players? Well, if that's the case, then I wouldn't have them. But at the end of the day, we are a proper club. We're not a stepping stone club anymore. We're not. We are a project. Our club's got a project going. These orders are ambitious. Excuse me. Eddie Howe's ambitious. And Eddie Howe will not appoint or get a player for a stepping stone. You mentioned stepping stone to Eddie Howe. You are not wanted at this football club. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. 65 mil sounds a little steep for Raphinha. That's apparently what Chelsea have accepted. The walk away for Ekitike, though, we have already said will not be held to ransom, 100%. On to Botman. I mean, in my opinion on Botman, he hasn't signed yet, but when he does, I think it'd be a fantastic acquisition because we needed a defender like that for a long, long time. Someone to defend properly and make sure we get wins every single week. And this guy will be absolutely amazing. Excuse me. I think we'll still get a shock with Neymar. Andrew, that will never
Neymar's
happen.
an interesting one. I know a lot of United fans want Neymar as well, actually. To be honest, I think that Neymar would be a good addition. For Newcastle, I think it would be good there as a little bit of competition on St. Maximum.
Yeah.
I think St. Maximum need that little bit of competition because I feel like at times, I don't know if you agree with this, but at times when I've watched Newcastle, it seems like he's a little bit too comfortable in his role. Like he thinks I'm not going to be dropped kind of thing. And every good team always has a competition in that role. Every single role, there's competition in there. And I think he does need that competition. I know a lot of United fans also want United, and he's definitely an upgrade on Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial combined, if you want me to be honest. So even though he's 30, I still probably take him based off the options we've got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a fair comment. That's a fair shout. And for me, a lot of Newcastle fans do not want this kid at all whatsoever for 4 reasons. One, right, he probably used Newcastle, right, and take advantage of it. That's number one. Two, he's on 500k a week. 3, he wants to play Champions League football, right?
Is this a Neymar?
Neymar, yeah. And 4, he upset the team. He upset the change rooms as well.
But if you look at the Premier League clubs we've got who are in the Champions League, what Premier League club in the Champions League would take Neymar? Because Man City wouldn't.
Love to pay 500k a week.
Man City wouldn't. Liverpool wouldn't.
No.
Especially now they're rebuilding. They're not going to buy a player who's the same age as the other players. You look at Chelsea, they bought 2 wingers now, so they're not going to get Neymar. Tottenham, I've got Son, Kane, Kulusevski.
Yeah, possibly Richarlison.
Yeah, possibly Richarlison. So he doesn't go into any Champions League clubs. I don't think Real Madrid won't take him. Barcelona can't afford him. And then looking at other clubs as well, I'm trying to think who's in the Champions League. Sporting, wouldn't pay for him. Porto won't pay for him. So realistically, what Champions League club would go for Neymar? I actually don't see many Champions League clubs going for him.
No, I don't either. And also he's 30.
And he needs a wage cut.
Next year. Absolutely.
He needs a wage cut.
No doubt. He does. I wouldn't have him because he's a diving soul. On this day, he can dribble. I think he's got it. But at the end of the day, he does dive a lot and he's so frustrating. Anyway, got Mansell. If Hugo comes, great. If you don't, we move on. Absolutely. He wants players like Guri, Osimhen, Shamaka. That'll be fair happy. Any of those 3. I would as well. Yeah, you know about that, mate. MAISY, don't leave Man United for Newcastle. Chico, heard of him?
Never seen him in my life.
Ever. Hit the subscribe button, mate, if you can. Thank you so much indeed. We're going to talk about season tickets before we talk on one of your season tickets. I mean, Danielle made a good point, and I think Tom Wells as well just mentioned in the chat. and basically saying that Newcastle fans, because obviously an extra 1,000 tickets came out today, right? The systems crashed, etc. Fans were unhappy, right? It got sold within an hour or so, right? And that's gone. It's all gone. Now, I've heard today on social media that the people who bought season tickets today have tried to sell them for £1,000 for that season ticket what they bought. In my opinion, I think it's utterly disgraceful. I think it's out of hand, shocking, right? The people who haven't got a season ticket, you're denying them that person have a season ticket. In my opinion, whoever bought season tickets to sell it on a ticket of £1,000 a week, I hope Newcastle United find out who it is, shop them, and take their season tickets away. What's your tag on that one, Dan? Mace.
A lot of people do that at all different clubs. I've heard it before, people doing it at Manchester United as well. The thing is, with a lot of clubs, they're not bothered as long as they've got that money. They've got them season tickets worth of money. But I think it is disgusting to resell it on for scandalous amount of prices. And because of that, what you're going to see a lot more now, people are going to make fake season tickets and con a lot of money out of people as well. So it is disgusting. It really is. But most clubs aren't bothered as long as they've got their money. So I think it is wrong, though.
I think it's utterly disgraceful. Do you know what I mean? I mean, if I bought a season ticket and I cannot go at the games, I always sell it on face value. Always says on face value. If someone comes and say, I'll give you 50 quid, right? I'll say, no, I'll sell it on face value. That is it. You pay the price of the money. That is it. That's what I do. But these people now, especially the cost of living, right? Of what's going on today, right? And they're trying to be making money. Absolute greed. And greed is the word I hate. Simple as that. Big up to Stephen, by the way. Your first time viewer. Hit the subscribe button, my guy. If you can, that'd be brilliant. Thanks so much indeed. You're absolutely right. It's not the player who should be targeted, it's his agent. Absolutely, man. I would basically love it. I could take a bit up to him. 140 people. Hit the likes and subscribe. If you haven't already, let's get the numbers up for John. I need just over 200 to get myself to 3K. So please help us along the way. Thanks so much indeed. Also subscribe to the lovely MAISY on Devils United. Also follow on 2_, MUFC, Mace. And yeah, big up to Mason. He's a few as well. Hope he's okay, my guy. And yes, we know about that, mate. Football's very business, I agree. Yeah, so again, at the end of the day, I think something needs to be done about it quick, because at the end of the day, I mean, I hope Newcastle United realises this. And if we don't stop them, they're going to make a killing. And I'll tell you what, I'm sorry, but they should be named and flipping shamed.
Mm-hmm. I agree completely.
What about the next one? I heard that what's his name? The right back for Ajax has turned you down.
The right back from Timber.
Yeah, for Timber. Yeah, apparently he's going to stay at Ajax. He's turned you down last week. I don't know.
Timber's supposed to be signing a new contract. So what has happened is that Timber's agents already spoke to Man United. Basically, they would have a done deal. Then look who gets involved. Former manager Louis van Gaal. Louis van Gaal has basically said to him, if you're not in form by the time we go to the World Cup, you're not coming. And I think Timber is only 20. And he got into the Netherlands first team back in, it was actually for the friendlies before the Euros. I remember his debut, but I think as a 20-year-old, a young footballer, your dream is to represent your country for the World Cup. It really is. It's his first World Cup, and I think he's basically like gone all worried, thinking, "But I want to represent my country, and if I go to Manchester United and I don't fit in straight away, I'm not gonna go." And I think that's what has ended up happening, because Louis van Gaal's had that talk with him. He's gone. And signed a new deal at Ajax for 1 year. But Ajax has said to him, if you want to go next summer, you can go next summer. But I think a mixture of views in terms of Timber, because I do like Timber. He's a great player. But one thing what I think about Timber, fair enough, he wants to represent his country. But then on the other hand, I see it as a bit of weak mentality from Timber, because if you was that determined as a player, because Ten Hag knows already how he ticks, so half that is already done. The other half is adapting to the Premier League, because I think he would easily fit into that back four Man United. So it's just about getting used to the Premier League, and I just think it's very weak mentality. He could have said that. He could have just simply said that. Okay, if I don't go, I don't go. But I'm going to show to you that I will get that form. So I think, do you really want to have that weak mentality in a player at your club?
100%, 100%. I mean, look, your club is one of the biggest in the world, right? I mean, Louis van Gaal's got nothing to do with him, right? He should mind his own business, right? And it's down to the kid. He's old enough, young enough, old enough to make his own decisions, yeah? I know he's going to get games at Ajax, yeah? He might be thinking, I'll give it one more year, get some experience, and then go to Old Trafford and then show what he can do for your club, you know what I mean? But it's his decision then.
The thing is, as well, he's been literally a proper starter in the Netherlands as well since the friendlies before the World Cup. He's basically started. I'd say he started near enough all these Nation League games. He started near enough all the friendlies because he plays as the right centre back, and he seems to slot very well there. So I think he knows that he will get into the World Cup because he gets used quite regular. So it was about if he had that form there. I understand Louis van Gaal wants the best for his players. He wants that form, but he shouldn't be doing that. He really shouldn't be doing that.
Well said. Well said. It's just so well said. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, right? I mean, we'll see what happens next season. And it'll be very interesting to see if he changes his mind. If you come in through again, then you got to take it this time. If you don't, you're absolutely ruined it. I like coughs in the chat, people. It says hello. And John lost the bottom bet. Yeah, 100 quid. If Arteta does start well next season, does he have to? That's the Ravi. Well, he's under pressure, mate. Under pressure. Do you think the floodgates will open up for Botman? I believe they will, mate. I think more signs will come through. And 10 kind of feathers, home feathers. Needs everyone to have the love for Bruno. The love like Bruno. That's why he's an instant legend. And he's already bleeds black and white. Give me another 10 like that, and we win the Premier League. That's with Bruno Gamache, by the way, not Fernandes, by the way. I do apologise. Foxy's chatting to Ian. And we'll go for this as well. Neymar, who upset the whole club because his wage demands are ridiculous. I agree, 110%, Colin. Edison will have a huge season and prove a lot of people wrong. Houston Akra will come cheap up to 30 mil. Proper player, but I reckon we'll see the quality of Willock this year. Thing is, I'll keep Willock. I mean, Akra, I'm afraid to say, is injury prone. Not German like to give on either. Question, is I like the name on Dembele, but for this for most teams.
We've already touched on Neymar, haven't we? So
yeah, it's Dembele. It's got his own new contract data.
Dembele, I would advise basically all teams to avoid him. He's so injury prone.
Yeah, absolutely. Tickets demand means more people queue for cup matches and ladies events. I would not be surprised that the cup games are sold out as well. There's about 40k of former fans are coming back. That's why it's crashed. Kraft have a massive turnaround. Would you start him and change formation to play further forward in some games? He's a right back, so I'll keep him as a right back. I'd rather have a right back that can actually play the right back. And Emil Kraft has improved a lot. Did I just say Emil Kraft's improved? I did, didn't I?
You did. You did.
Wow. Not my favourite player, but the last 6-7 games done all right. 24 fans, 20 new. Okay, cool. Derby fits the great forward line with Mr. Wilson, a true striker progression line. Not like Paul had Manigan. Salah's not as hungry. No, John, don't. I don't troll me. I just do not troll at all, mate. So just calm down, my guy. Calm down, yeah? God almighty, man. Got feeling that if Everton picks a team at end of United, then it'll be Newcastle United. That's Alex. No one is a
I've not
Christian
seen
Eriksen.
him linked to Newcastle United, to be honest.
We have talked, apparently, according to reports, to talk to him, but I took no notice of it. But we have been talking to him, by the way. But he's going to make a decision in a couple of days' time.
Because it's been announced that it's either Man United or Brentford.
Yeah. I would not be surprised if it stopped in London, by the way. Big up to Lenny from Sweden. I think he will. Lenny from Sweden here. I'm going to the team for the 4th time on April 1st versus Man U. Hope I run to you, John. Lenny, let's hope so. I'll be there as well, my guy. I'll be there. But I won't be there for the away game because I'll be in Turkey. If Everton joins Newcastle, I've given John 100 quid to the show on his. What? There you go. And maybe we'll be getting a double on Ben and Botman and Ericsson. Big up to Billy, by the way. I hope he's okay. If I get Timber, we'll give you Chris Wood, MAISY. That's some
Plays
Billy.
2 different positions.
Is that, yeah. The question, Man U's Champions League, would more players have come or does that matter for a club like Man U? I think they would have done, you know. I think they would have done. Timber's unlucky to see grass on the World Cup. No matter who he plays for, who have to move mountains, start here. Van Dijk, Defy, Delete, and Ake as well.
He plays over Ake already, so he does play quite regularly in that Netherlands squad. So I do think that if he does stay in his form, he will get into that squad because Ake doesn't really get the game time like Timber has been getting.
Got to have Fides Ahmed called Chelsea, Waterman, Newcastle. Once Chelsea comes in, there's not a lot you can do about it. Botman will be like Frank de Boer, a leader. We'll wait and see on that one. I'm not piping anyone up yet. I mean, all these players, people are saying, oh, he's going to do great, he's going to do that. We haven't even watched him yet, yeah? I'll judge him after the season. I'll judge any player that comes in. I'll judge after the season, yeah? And then I'll explain myself there as well. But hopefully, Sven will be absolutely brilliant. He hasn't. He's not here yet. And Chesway, Andrew, oh God, bloody stream, everyone's there. And yeah, I mean, like I said, we talked about season tickets. I mean, your pre-season's kicked off now.
No, we're training at the moment.
Fair enough. I've got Foxtel Suarez is being linked with a plate-bound group replacement for Alvarez. Luis Suarez could be going back to South America, but he's going to wait for European clubs first to try and take him on. And if they don't, then he basically go to River Plate. So if he does score, I wish him every success in the future. Edison Cavani has gone to Boca Juniors, I believe.
Yeah, he has, from what I know. And no, Ericsson hasn't declined Manchester United. He's still thinking about it, but it did get announced by reliable sources. It's either us or Brentford who will be getting him.
Fair enough. I'll go through this few comments as well. Question: Do you think Salah goes on a free or does Liverpool sell him? I think he'll sign a new contract, to be honest with you. I think he knows he's at a great club. And could you imagine, as a United fan, if he went on the free? You'd be laughing, will you, I bet?
Yeah, it'd be absolutely criminal to have Mo Salah going on a free. But I was reading about it, and Salah's apparently wanting 400k a week wages. He wants to be the highest earner at Liverpool. And I was actually having a bit of a debate about this because Liverpool has declined it because they said they don't want to break the wage structure. And people say, give Salah what he wants. Because at the moment, Van Dijk's their highest wage earner. But I think, if you want me to be fairly honest, Liverpool's doing the right thing by not breaking that wage structure. Because once that wage structure is broke for one person, all the other players will start demanding it. And then that's where they'll get out of control, spiralling out of control in terms of wages. But I think more than anything, Mo Salah will be the one who will be leaving, to be honest. I think he'll be getting sold.
Yeah, I have to agree there. But it's certainly very interesting. I mean, imagine selling him on a free. Oh, that'd be shocking, will it? That'd be shocking. Everyone does a free. My point is don't target anyone. Trolling, it's just not acceptable no matter who it is. Well said, Ian. Well flipping said. Big up to Bold Geordie, by the way. And while you force Ward-Prowse and Ericsson, we touched on Ericsson already, mate, but Ward-Prowse, 75 million quid from Southampton. But what I'd like to know is, what has he won? That is the thing. What has he won to warrant that he's going to be worth 75 million quid? The guy's 27.
Ward-Prowse, I think I think he's a great great set piece player, a great corner player, but is he the best midfielder you could get? You've already got a great set piece player, a great corner player of Kieran Trippier. Why do you need two?
I don't get it. Exactly. Absolutely exactly. But the thing is, though, right? I mean, it's strange, man. I mean, I still can't fathom 75 million quid. He ain't worth that. I'm sorry. 50 million, yes, but 75 million, good luck. That's all I'm saying. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck too. Cavani's upgraded, going back to Boca.
He wasn't getting the game time. He was injured constantly, so.
And even John Mays' voice feels on World Proud, so we just touched on that. Obi Erickson joins toon. I think he'll stay in London. ASM sell would fund two better players. I do not want ASM to be sold, mate. I do not, because he's going to have a cracking season. I really do believe that. If Salah goes, Javier will get this chance. Cavani was so good.
You know what I've
been
hearing though? Bowen going to Liverpool as a potential Mo Salah replacement. Not too sure how reliable that is, but I think that could potentially be another option, because from what I've been seeing when Harvey Elliott has been playing, he's been playing more in the midfield than he has been playing on the wing. But that's obviously because of Mo Salah's position.
I agree. Absolutely. Not dismissing it, but you're right. Just with Sensi's comments, he's good after Napoli. I agree. He's money. Out of the last 5 Netherlands matches, both Ake and Timber are starting 2 games. They played opposite sides in a back 3. Got one for Ryan. MAISY, what are your expectations for United this season? Will it change if there are more signings through the door?
I think what Ten Hag has already made it clear that he has a plan, and his first step is to get Manchester United into the Champions League. So I think that is what we need to aim for. First of all, we need to walk before we can run. So if that's going to be the Europa League route, or if that's going to be the top 4 route, that will be how we will be getting into the Champions League. But after that, then we need to look at aiming higher and higher. Whilst I know he's only got 3 years, but we need to be, if we are wanting to compete with the likes of Man City and Liverpool, we need to get the right signings first of all. But I also think that we need to have a different kind of philosophy what Manchester City and Liverpool don't have, because I think right now, looking at them, there's not many teams who can compete with them, not for a very long time, because you're looking at the table and they're so far ahead of everybody else.
Right, shout out, dude. And I've got Ravi as well. If now Liverpool get Bowen, we would get another player in kind of cause. As much as good Bowen is, he would not replace Salah out, put on the zone. I tell you what, I don't think he'd be as good. He's a good player, but I don't think he's going to be. He's not world class. Salah is. That's the difference.
Yeah, he's not. No one's going to be as good as Salah, not by a long shot. But at the end of the day, if a player is demanding the massive wages and your club don't want to give it him, you need to still look at alternative options. You never know that you look at the likes of Bowen, what David Moyes is doing. Who's not to say that Klopp can evolve even more? Because we've seen Klopp get the best out of players. Look at Mo Salah at Chelsea; he wasn't good. You look at the likes of Van Dijk. Van Dijk wasn't even a proper known centre back at Southampton until he came to Liverpool, and Klopp evolved him even further. You look at Andrew Robertson, how he's evolved him. Klopp can evolve players, so there's no reason why he couldn't do the same with Bowen. I'm not saying he's as good as Salah, but I do think that Klopp could be a manager who could get him into a different level.
Exactly. talking at different levels, talking about CR7, will CR7 be better next season?
He is definitely value to the squad with the goals he's got. I think if we do get the right wingers alongside him, there's no reason why he can't be even better next season.
I have to agree. I think it'd be decent around. I know people say he's finished, but no way he's finished. That guy is absolutely brilliant. Okay, he's not as good as he was, but this guy, he's got a
He's
football.
still up. He's near enough at the age of retirement, though, isn't he? Ronaldo, you're not going to expect Ronaldo at his age now to be the same as Ronaldo at 23 years old.
Sure. Got some breaking news in a minute, by the way. It's not Botman, but we just comments as well. With a limited budget available now, we should go all in for Eriksen. Mate, hit the subscribe button, mate. It's your first time, I believe. And work on the ball, mate. And excuse me, my opinion, I don't think it'll come. I think he end up staying in London. I see your point, MAISY. If any consolation mentioned, Ten Hag is a top manager. The question is, how quickly can people turn on him when you aren't thrashing everyone by 3-0? I think they just want to win inside. They just want to get 3 points anywhere they can.
There's always people in the fan base who's going to turn on the manager. There always is going to be them fans who are like that. But
Yeah,
you know that the manager isn't going to go anywhere if you're getting that success. But I feel like the difference is between Ten Hag and the other managers is that Ten Hag has made it clear there's a plan, whereas Van Gaal didn't make it clear. Jose Mourinho and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer all didn't make it clear there's a plan, whereas Ten Hag has. So that should give the fans some kind of patience. But we always know that there is going to be them fans that isn't going to give the patience.
Absolutely. Just going through the breaking news quickly about Newcastle, about their training ground. They have got granted planning permission to significantly improve their Benton training ground this summer. So breaking news, Newcastle's got permission. In other words, they're allowed to build a new training ground, which I really needed doing.
That's great.
So that's what we need. And the Ravi's forced on the 5 subs, will good or bad for Raphinha? It's brilliant. We need 5 subs, don't you think?
Yeah, I think the 5 subs is definitely needed. Knowing that the Premier League is so intense, you've got the World Cup, what doesn't help. So you've got 38 games in the Premier League. We've got an extra cup compared to all the other European countries of the Carabao Cup. So there's the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Premier League.
Yeah.
There's the European competitions, whatever the teams are playing in. So if you're looking at that, if they're playing, say for example, a team is playing like Liverpool, where they've played every single available game they possibly can, they're easily playing 70 games in a season. And especially knowing the World Cup doesn't help, so you're starting earlier. There's less time for training with your club, and you're finishing later. The 5 subs is definitely needed, and I don't know why the Premier League scrapped it when every other single European country was using that 5 sub rule.
Absolutely. Just a quick one for Chester, so I want to be marked. Thank you very much for becoming a member for a couple of days ago. I wasn't even aware of this at all whatsoever. And I do apologise. I just checked up. I think, oh no, I've got a new member. I didn't know who it was, but it was you, Chester. So Chester, if you're watching, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. So sorry, matey. Carry on, pet.
No, I finished.
You got static. You finished. We go through the couple more comments before we switch off. Question: will Ten Hag change the culture at United?
I think he will, but it's just about that. I think he will, but it's just about if everyone supports him.
Yeah, according to Ian, it'll take years.
Yeah, it will take years. I'm not going to say it's an overnight thing because I don't think it is. He's even said there's a plan, a 3-year plan. So I agree. It doesn't. It's not overnight, and it will take years.
Agree. County games for African Cup, that's essentially there's 25 expectations on the planning permission that needs to be fulfilled before alongside the training ground development. That's a war. Jackie, hit the subscribe button, my guy. I think it's your first time. I could be wrong, but please do. And just a pleasure, John. Me, I didn't realise I was a member to start with. Do you know what? I looked up for whoa, hang on a minute. Just but I mean, I wish I said it earlier, but I wasn't aware. But thank you so much again, Ches. You are a star. I appreciate that. Thank you so much indeed. It's not like Eddie Howe plowing into demoralise the squad. This is a squad of worldies. It would take years. That's a million. And we'll go through a few more as well. And just got another member as well, which I'll come to in a bit. Are there any significant upgrades on the new signings for the Newcastle women's team? Well, I hope so. We're going to get a new facilities as well for the women's team, so don't worry about that, mate. It's going to happen. Things will change at the football club. Ten Hag will struggle for the players of Man U are huge egos who want to show him respect, and they have bad attitudes.
I disagree with that one. I disagree because Ten Hag is a quite strong-minded character. We've seen at Ajax, he will shout at you. He is a stubborn man. He knows what he wants. And if he doesn't want a player, he will get rid of him. I really do think that. So I think that he won't struggle. I think if he doesn't like you, you're gone. And we've already seen it.
Absolutely. There's no room for egos or arrogance.
Because we've already seen, like, Wan-Bissaka's on the market. We've never seen that before. Eric Bayer's on the market. Never seen that before. Axel Tuanzebe's another one. Alex Telles is now on the market. So you're looking at that. There's players already who's on the market because he specifically told them, people, you haven't got a future here. So if he's saying that without even playing a single minute under Eric Ten Hag, I think that I don't think he'll struggle.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I mean, look, at the end of the day, get rid of them, get proper players in, and then you'll be well away. Let's not forget Ajax are flashing good teams to Europe as well. The guy did an amazing job, turned Ajax into real force again in the Champions League. He sure did. Yeah, John, my guy, thank you. And excuse me, a professional athlete shouldn't really complain after playing football after an hour and a half and a few hours training through the week. Try grafting 12-hour shifts every day. Paul, you're absolutely right, mate. Totally agree. And Rachel, excuse me, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. Thanks so much indeed. And absolutely love you lots, Rachel. You're a fantastic mod, a great person. I had Rachel on my chat about a month ago talking about the season review, player ratings as well. And she was absolutely fantastic, absolutely brilliant, on point as well. And thanks again, Rachel, and Jesse too. And let's go that as well. Where do you choose? Who do? Okay, I don't get that, but that's your choice, isn't it? Let's have a look at this one. I mean, Rachel's getting lots and lots and lots of plaudits as well. Going on, welcome, Rachel. Jules is laughing, so I think it's cool. Big up to Ian, mate. Hope you're okay, mate. And Rachel, Jesse, thumbs up to Rachel. Big up, Rachel. And Mace, big up, loving your non-biased views on Liverpool. And big up to Ian again. I hope Ten Hag isn't tarnished by Man United. I don't think he will, you know. I really don't think he know. Bruno, third Arsenal doing down now, so has Raphinha. So he's going off to Chelsea by all accounts. It always just leads back Ten Hag. Be interested to see how Rashford and Sancho perform next year. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I think I've got. I think I'll touch on Tony's and Ryan's question at the same time. Perfect. I think Sancho will be one who does thrive. I think Sancho will well suit in. Rashford, I don't have much faith in him, if you want me to be fairly honest, that he is going to turn it around. Another player who I think may thrive could potentially be Fred as another option. I think Fred might do very well. Just trying to think about other players who's literally... There's not many players because a lot of people are saying Dalot, but I'm not really optimistic about Dalot. He isn't I don't particularly like him, if you want me to be honest, as a player. I don't think he's the right quality, but I think that some young players are going to thrive in the Manchester United squad. He's a big fan of Garnacho. I don't know if you've heard much about him, but young kid, 17, already trained with Messi in the Argentina squad. He's made his debut for a few minutes at Manchester United, and he's signed a long-term deal at the club now. So I think he's going to be another player who's going to thrive.
Yeah, I agree. And that question for Ryan as well. Yeah, you got that one, haven't you? Ryan's question.
Yeah, that I touched on that.
So yeah, you can often say Tony the Red there. Sorry. Yeah, go for this as well. Both of them last year. Andrew, love a bit of karaoke. Well, I can't say me life. Only money bit. People get Ten Hag arrive halfway through a season and 1 year later beating defending Champions League champions Real Madrid 4-1 at Bernabeu. Short memory some people have. Look, I've always rated Ten Hag, by the way. I think he'd be absolutely brilliant. And that's the truth. To be honest, the entire Man U squad was, but they're both young lads. You hope they can kick on. Question for MAISY. I think this will be Ronaldo's last season playing. Do you think there was any truth in Ronaldo becoming a youth coach next season?
I've not heard much about it, to be honest. And if he does, fair play to him. But I don't know. I don't know what Ronaldo would really do, because some people are thinking that he might go back to Sporting and do something there, because their academy is actually called the Cristiano Ronaldo Academy. So maybe he might do a little bit of work actually at the Sporting one.
Absolutely. We'll see on that one as well. But would it be fantastic if he does coach the young? I think they look up to him anyway. With Ten Hag, Harry Maguire, I think he will. I really do.
I think he will, but I don't think he'll be a crucial starter. I don't think he'll be starting every game, especially if we get a centre back.
Exactly. And Dalot, Gasaka aren't the answer. Definitely not for me. Not for me. Don't get MAISY started on that. Just don't. It's new era at United. Do Chelsea need a new back line? I think they need to, man. They need to.
They've lost 2 centre backs. They've lost Christensen. They've lost Rudiger. So they've got Thiago Silva. They've got Chalobah. Aspilicueta's supposed to be leaving. So who's supposed to play in the back line? So yeah, they need minimum 2 centre backs.
Champion, absolutely. Has Man U signed Tyrell Malacia? Not yet, but
yeah, it's supposed to be close.
Yeah, close to beating Leon as well. I thought you unsubscribed us, man. Are you going to subscribe back? I hope you do, mate. Thank you very much, man. But hard settle aside, with so many managers changes, the new year should help the young players. That's a fair point. And I saw Ronaldo wants to be an actor after he finishes football. Ronaldo wants to be an actor when he finishes. Yeah, everyone said he wants to be an actor. He will be away to USD and then back to finish at Sporting. That'd be very interesting. Very interesting. And there you go. Guys, we're going to wrap it up there as well. And Ryan's said the last one, Sedan. We're going to wrap it up there. And because we've done an hour and 50 minutes, did you enjoy coming on the show?
Yeah, I've enjoyed coming on. Thanks for having me on.
It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while. And, you haven't been feeling well.
I feel a lot better now anyway. So
we have missed you. And, everyone's favourites on there. I'm the number one guy as well. Don't forget that. I'll look after you, yeah? And I'll do good things to you as well. And going back to Tony, I need to do something. Getting on in Emmerdale. It's already in the Emmerdale Cup. Great show, Rich. Thanks so much for becoming a member. Great show as well. C7 would look model. Posh specs, yeah. Get ya. Ryan would do with Zancom. Thank you, Tony. Super show. Thanks, Andrew. Cheers, sir. Thank you so much. Take care for watching. Please hit the like, consider subscribe if you're new to the show. MAISY, can you tell us where you can find your socials, please?
Yeah, my YouTube channel is Devils United. Yeah. I'll be doing Manchester United content as well in the Euros. So you can check that out there. And my Twitter is at 2_MUFC Maze.
Fantastic. I was at NUFC Maze for a minute there. Brilliant stuff. And I'll go through this comments quickly. Take care all. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like, consider subscribe if you're new to the show. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you for modding as well. Jules, Rachel, Tony the Red. I keep saying Tony the Red for some reason because you're here. And or Billy as well, and Chris, and others as modders as well. Great show. Thank you so much, Monster. Thank you, mate. Thanks, Davey. Thanks, Gareth. Appreciate that. Thanks, Jesse, again. Thanks, Ravi and Bo Jordy. Thank you, JAC. How's it going? Absolutely fine. We just missed you. So please consider subscribing to the guest channel Devils United. Mods and for Jules and Van Director agreement with Man U for Malacia. That is breaking news. So I think basically that as well. Thanks so much for coming on. If you like this video, like what you see, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, hit the join button if you want to become a member. If you like super chatters, then you can always click on super chat as well. Give what you can. And yes, once Sven Botman signs on the dotted line, my 100 quid will go into the food bank. So I've put my hand up. I'm a man of honor. And I've got to say that, and I've got to say that. The 100's going in. And
yeah,
I'm going to get proof that as well. And that is from Sky. That's from Mason. Thanks, mate. Mods and Tony again. Bye to Coffee as well. He's a great guy, he is. And everyone's saying Man U's after Anthony too. We never talked about him, didn't we? Anthony.
Yeah. He's supposed to be signing a new deal now, though, with Ajax, because Ajax wants 70 mil now.
Cost of living as well, and they want their money, don't they? Listen, I'll go move backstage, and thank you so much. I'll give you a 10 out of 10 as always, and I should be back tomorrow. Hopefully, Sven Botman will be signed on the dotted line, and when he does, I should do a live show for that tomorrow night at around 6:45 with a few guests as well. And I shall see you guys tomorrow. But thank you very much for joining in, and have a fantastic evening. It's bye-bye for now.